Yeah, we're going to do another 10 tips video here. This is going to be 10. Stop fucking with the mic. This is going to be 10 Halmahera projects to start. Halma's, I never really did much with it. The only thing I've done with it was make some platies. I got some platy Halma. Quit fucking with my mic. Platy Halma ternates. And that's really all I've done. There was some stuff I wanted to do, but I got so much other shit that I'm doing that it's not really. I don't know. I'd like to see somebody do this stuff. So here's 10 projects you could start. Halma Annery, I think, is number one, which I think Eric's already going to be doing that. But yeah, Annery, that'll be huge because the Halma colors that will really separate any potential misidentification for anneries, and a lot of the pattern structure of Halma too. That'll really help bring out all the characteristics Annery has to offer. So I think Halma's a huge locality for that morph. Obviously Halma Golden Child would be a great one, and make super dark golden children, and then obviously from that you want to go. The next one would be Halma Motley. So once you get those, then you could breed those together and make some incredibly dark Halma Motley GCs. So yeah, all three of those projects right out the gate, you can get those started very quickly. There's a lot of anneries out there for the super dwarf stuff. Plenty of GCs and Motleys. It's not like there's a shortage of those. So you can go pick up you already have a, if you already have a Halma, you can go pick up a dirt cheap, mainland Motley or GC right now, or you can, if you're already in the super dwarfs and you got that stuff into your super dwarfs, you just work it in there. Another one would be Halma Anthrax. I think that'll be an incredible locality morph cross. You're going to add a lot of black. A lot of the anthrax shit already gets really dark, so you're just going to compound that with how dark all the Halma stuff is. So you're going to add some black back that you lose from the anthrax gene. You're going to add a lot of dark pigment, a lot of the side banding and color outlining around the pattern. So you're going to get a nice high contrast / dark as hell anthrax with extra black. So that's kind of a no-brainer right there. And then number 5 would be Halma in literally any line of albino. Halma will make any line of albino better. So whatever line you're working with, add some Halma to it. The saturation from all the darker colors, you're going to get a lot higher oranges, a higher saturation of oranges, darker oranges on your albinos, and with the pattern outlining and side banding that a lot of the Halmas throw, you're going to get a lot more contrast because of it. So chances are you're already working with a line of albino, so throw Halmahera to it. Halma to titanium, I don't think anyone's going to take the time to do that. So there's a project you could just be out on your own doing, and just making some really cool looking titanium stuff that's going to have a totally different look. I like titaniums. I just don't like what a lot of the titanium combos look like, but I do like titaniums. I think they have a ton of potential. So you could add some black back to the titanium, add a lot of dark colors. Yeah, you could get some nice stuff. Number 7, I would say Halma to genetic stripe. And the reason I say that is because a long time ago when Slayer was bred into genetic stripe, it made some very unique looking animals. Jay Brewer was calling them midnight auroras and pretending like, yeah, he was pretending whatever it is Jay Brewer pretends when he produced something that looked different. But it shifted the silver part on the genetic stripe to gunmetal blue. I had one that was produced by Jeff Wilson years ago. I forget what the hell ever I did with that female, but she was awesome looking. And the Halmas will probably make an even darker version of that. So you could really put a signature look onto a genetic stripe and really get some different colors going there. For a locality breeding, obviously Halma to a super dwarf. I wouldn't go Halma to Jamp or I wouldn't go Halma Jamp or Kaiwadi. But yeah, any of the three super dwarfs, or if you have like a TK or an old school or something, and you kind of want to just if you got something that's already kind of mixed, you could run a Halma to that, and thicken up the blacks, thicken up the side banding and the pattern outlining, thicken up the black on the side pattern, make everything darker. You give yourself an opportunity to make some higher contrast stuff down the road. Halma to Sunfire, I think, is a good idea. Halma and Sunfire, just those two, they're probably going to look pretty bad as adults, to be honest. They'll probably be too dark, but you're going to need to do that if you want to get to the Halma Sun Purples, Halma Sun Indos, Halma Sun Mochinos. So you're going to have to make a snake that probably ain't going to look all that great, but the end result will look pretty good. So they'll probably look good when they first hatch, but as they get older, with how dark the Halmas get, they're probably going to be pretty dark snakes. A lot of Slayer sons had that really dark look as adults. So just keep that in mind. Like, if you're going to make a Halma Sun, the whole point of that is to take it further down the line into some sort of Halma Sun albino. And last, number 10 but not least, would be Halma to Ocelot. So I think if no one does this, I'll do this breeding, because I'm just to that point. If no one's actually going to be smart enough to do this, I'll do it. So you might want to do it because, I'm not doing it this season, but I'll do it next season. So I suggest somebody beats me to it, because how much of a color shift the Halma is going to create in the Ocelot should be substantial. So there's a really good chance, and plus there's a lot of black on Halma, so you're looking at getting more black into the Ocelots. And I don't know if you've seen what's getting produced lately, but a lot of them are just they're getting destroyed. They're losing black like crazy. They're losing pattern structure like crazy. So this will help offset that substantially, and hopefully with how much to the pattern outlining and side banding, we can get a little bit more color back into Ocelot, while at the same time taking it from that silver to more of a gunmetal blue. So I really think an Ocelot with a lot of back pattern, a lot of side pattern, and instead of silver you switch it over to a gunmetal blue, I think that'll be a pretty nice looking animal. So that's something I would definitely consider, and I'm going to do it if somebody doesn't do it soon. So somebody might want to take me up on this idea before I do it. And there's a lot of cheap, like if you already have some Super Dwarf Morph combos, you probably want to go the Super Dwarf Morph combo to Halma, go that route to save yourself some time. But if you don't got a lot of Super Dwarf Morph combos already in your collection, right now you can get a lot of cheap mainland stuff. And if you have a Halma, if you have a breedable Halma, especially if you have a female breedable Halma, you could pick up a 4 or 5 gene visual mainland male right now, probably dirt cheap, and you can start 4 or 5 projects right out the gate. If you had a Motley GC Sunfire whatever Indo or purple or something, like, and you breed it, you got like four separate projects right there that all tie into each other. So you can bang out, with just a couple snakes, you can bang out all 10 of these projects pretty easily. Like think about if you had a Indo Ocelot Tiger and you bred it to a Halma, that you got three separate projects plus 3 projects that all work together right there. And I didn't put Tiger on the list because Tiger is probably just going to get thrown in with one of these. Like, it's going to be unlikely you're not going to have Tiger mixed in with one of these genes that I've mentioned. So Tiger is just kind of a given, and Tiger Halmas do look good. There were some produced like 10 years ago in Indonesia, and they look great. I just haven't done it because I got so many of the Ternate and Mindanao projects. But if other people don't start these Halma projects, I am going to start them. So I highly recommend you start some of these Halma projects. I don't know if I'll have any more. Honestly, I don't know if I'll have any more Halmas for sale. So you might, if you see something out there at a good price, you might want to pick it up. Hopefully I get at least one more clutch of Halmas from my wild caughts, but it's up in the air whether that happens or not. So they're, I don't want to see them go away. So I hope people start doing some F2s and start doing some morph crosses. So, but we'll see. But yeah, these are just quick ideas for projects that literally no one's doing, or if somebody is doing it, they're doing like one of them. And it doesn't hurt to have more than one person doing these projects, because it's just not going to be enough snakes for it to really affect the market, because a lot of this stuff's going to be hold back, or it's going to go to breeders. It's a Halma tiger double head Indo ocelot. That's not exactly going to be on the pet market. You know what I mean? So that's going to be something like that. If any are even sold, they're going to wind up in the hands of other breeders looking to take the project even further. So yeah, there's a lot of opportunity with Halma, and I highly recommend you consider starting some Halma projects. If you don't have Halmas, hopefully I have a clutch sometime. I might not. If not, there's every once in a while there's some floating around. I think Island Morphs might have. I think Rob has maybe one more female left, maybe a male. I don't even remember. So you can hit him up if you need a Halma for this. But yeah. So I hope that was helpful in giving you some ideas for some Halma projects you could start.